What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So, Booker T has actually responded to Swerve Strickland's comments after AEW Dynasty went off the air. For those who don't know, Swerve Strickland basically said F Booker T after the end of his promo segment when people were, leaving and heading home. And Booker T has finally responded. Now, this is kind of a crazy situation that I was not expecting to kind of happen this year, but I wish it wouldn't be a thing. The whole conversation was supposed to be about black representation for wrestlers in WWE, and I like both of these guys, but it ended up turning into now they having issues with each other, and it's lost the narrative. So we're gonna check out, see what Booker T has to say. Appreciate our love support. This is on his official Twitter page, and let's get into it, man.
You know what? Let's get the elephant out of the room. Everybody going to be expect to be. Let's rewind. I woke up this morning and I'm wondering, why is my name trending? Why is my name all over the social media? And then I see the video of Swerve Strickland saying F Booker T at the end of what was it?
Dynasty.
The AEW pay-per-view. And you know what? I'm not gonna even get upset about that or anything like that. But I'm gonna give Swerve Strickland a little bit of advice, just a little bit. And that advice would be: don't be talking about something other than the pay-per-view at the end of the night. You know what I mean? That's the main event. That's the last thing people are gonna remember. Last thing people remember is me, Booker T, my name being said. And I'm sure if Tony Khan.
That's actually kind of funny when you really think about it. He actually just dropped some gems right there. Don't let the last thing of the pay-per-view be about something other than the pay-per-view. The last thing people are going to remember about AEW Dynasty, well, one of the few things is how that show ended, booking-wise, and two, Booker T. Like, why would you do that? Right? He makes a very good point. I don't think that was necessary to do. You can have those thoughts and sentiments about Booker T, but I don't think that's the time and place to personally air out your grievances like that. So
appreciate the news, the headline not being what happened at Dynasty, and with all the matches, hopefully with the great card, all the great matches. But they're talking about Booker T. That just was a bad move. It was a bad move. And there again, he's got a lot of energy, at the end of a show, but I'm not that type, man. I'm from that school. If you got something to say to somebody, you say it in their face, you say it to their face. And, I'm going to leave it at that. You know what I mean? Hopefully Swerve Strickland will have a hell of a career. Hopefully he'll do very, very well in this business. But I'm going to keep stressing what I've been talking about for a long time as far as black folks, especially in the company that I work for. Man, go out there and get it on your talent. Go out there and get it on your merit. Nobody will ever be able to take it away, and no one will ever be able to say you got it because of only for your talent. That's it. You know what I mean? So I'm going to keep advocating for young guys, to go out there and perform at the highest level. Take what you want, because it's not going to be given to you. You got to take it. And the only way you're going to be able to take it is, through your performance, how good you really are inside the square circle, So that's as much as I'm going to say on that issue as far as Swerve Strickland. You know what, though, man? The one person that's laughing, is Vlad TV. He's the one that's laughing, because he got all this stuff, started and stirred up. And now Swerve Strickland, I thought this thing was over.
And that's what I was saying. Vlad is the one that wins out of this. And I don't even think Swerve realizes. Vlad got exactly what he wanted. This video is behind the paywall. He drops the clips on his YouTube. He gets what he wants. He gets traffic because it's all kind of spurred from that interview. This is exactly what he wants. This is exactly what Vlad does. He don't have to say or do much. All he does is give an interview to someone, and he may ask a question, a very topical or a hot question, and then he just nudges. He just slightly pushes people into the right direction, controversy and drama. It happens every time. And I don't even think Strickland realized that's the play. It wasn't really about pushing Swerve's narrative. It was to see if someone would bite on some disrespect that was thrown or miscommunication, and that's what happened. To his point, even then, he was like, "Hey, man, I wish him nothing but a great career." He's from the old school age of, "Hey, if you got a problem, say it to my face when you have the opportunity." Swerve didn't say this when he literally had the opportunity not too long ago to say this, but he didn't. That's why it comes off kind of weak, because you just decided to say it after the fact you had a conversation with him and you could have said it then. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That is all I'm saying when it comes to that type of stuff. It's not cool. And I like Swerve. I like Booker T. I want nothing but the best for Swerve. Hopefully he has a Hall of Fame career, which I think he can do. But I just think Vlad wins out of all of this commotion and drama, bro.
Over with. I really did. I swear to God, the last thing I thought about was waking up this morning to an FU.
Bro, Brad is funny.
He did too. He like snuck it in there, dropped the mic, got the hell out of the ring. There's a word for that. Book. There's a word for that. I don't know what the word is, but there's a word for that.
Brad is hilarious,
Somebody
man.
tell me.
No, man, it's just this generation, man. This generation.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm an advocate for all young black talent getting into this business, but I'm an advocate for so many more young kids than just black, kids getting into this business. I'm an advocate for, anybody that got the talent to actually, make it to the next level. I'm gonna put a word in for them, and I think my reputation I've been solid, throughout my career. Like I say, I don't publicize a lot of things, but the guys out there, they know if I've been, on the side of, righteousness as far as this business goes. They know what Booker T has done behind the scenes. I don't have to, talk about it on social media. I'm not trying to get some extra, brownie points or anything for anything that I've done, but they know, they know. And people like Swerve, him and I, we cut from a different cloth, man. We totally cut from a different cloth. And there again, but I honestly, I wish nothing but the best for this dude, man.
Yeah, I feel that.
And I want to see him succeed. Will I ever say anything positive about him ever again? Probably not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Will I ever put him over? As far as being a good worker and someone who could perhaps transform this bit. No, I probably would never ever do that again. You know what I mean? Because I've learned my lesson. It's like
got it before.
It's like a dog, you know what I mean? I got a boxer downstairs, man, and we fight, we play, man, hard. I'm serious, man. He'll get the meanest growl that you've ever heard in your life. But trust me, when I put my hand in his mouth, he won't bite it. He would not bite the hand that feed him. You know what I mean? And so there again.
I just feel like, you got to have respect for the people who come before you. And I mean, in Book, like anybody who laces up a pair of boots or even puts on a headset like me, we owe a debt of gratitude to you and so many people who came out of that generation that made us love this thing and want to continue to be part of it. And, I'm playing around a little bit with some of the stuff that I'm saying, but I do really mean it. Like, you got something to say, like you can say it to a man's face and you can leave it at that. You know what I mean? I don't know what the idea was behind that. I thought that it was, I thought it was disrespectful. And but I too wish him nothing but the best. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he's successful. 1,000 years of success. 1,000 years of success.
I ain't gonna bring personal beef to my job.
That's
the last thing I'm gonna do is bring a personal beef to my job.
That's a fair point.
I'm gonna leave it at that though. Stick around, guys. You in the Hall of Fame, man. We'll be back in a minute.
Hey man, this was dope. He kept it chill. He didn't really have to say too much. He didn't get into war words. He kept it. He basically had that OG mindset, like, hey, bro, I'm from an era where if you got something to say and you have an opportunity to say it in my face, just say it then, and we handle it how we need to handle it. But I'm not about to go at the end of the show and bring up somebody else that's not even involved in the company with you. Like, I'm not doing that. And that's the only thing that Swerve he has to take some criticism on. It's like, bruh, instead of going at Booker T, you need to go at the Booker for your company and Tony Khan and talk to him about how things are being, produced on the show, because a lot of this shit don't even make, any damn sense. You feel me? Like, a lot of this shit is like kind of confusing on how they do things. So, hey man, I'm wishing I can't even think of his name, Swerve, just for him to move forward, continue to be a great wrestler in AEW. And I don't know, man, you never know. Time kind of changes people's mindset and motivation. And he's young, give him time to grow, give him time to be able to truly understand, like, hey, there's certain things you can and can't do, or you shouldn't do, and you want people to have that respect for you, because I'm willing to bet later down the line, Swerve is going to inspire other black wrestlers or just wrestlers in general, and he would want the same type of respect given to him. You feel me? He would want them to respect what he's done and respect his opinion to a certain degree. So hopefully, we can get past this and move forward. But hey, comment down below, let me know, bro, how y'all feel about this whole situation, man. Do y'all feel Booker T is in the right? Do you feel like Swerve is in the right? Do you feel like both of them had points? Do y'all feel like they'll maybe one day be able to have another conversation and squash all of this later down the road? Y'all let me know how y'all feel. But I appreciate all love, support. Road to 150K. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See you on the next one. Peace.